Pope Francis had a busy year in 2015, and June was no exception. In between two papal visits to Sarajevo and Turin, he released his much-anticipated encyclical, Laudato Si. The Sarajevo trip took place on June 6th. The elephant in the room was the country's civil war. Although it ended 20 years ago, helping to heal the war's wounds was one of the Pope's top goals. He gave a stirring speech about the importance of equality and rejecting divisions.
Abbiamo tutti bisogno per opporci con successo alla barbarie di chi vorrebbe fare di ogni differenza l'occasione e il pretesto di violenze sempre più efferate, di riconoscere i valori fondamentali della comune umanità.
Later, he said Mass at the same stadium that Pope John Paul II had come to years ago. 60,000 people filled the venue, but from the helicopter, it seemed like more. There was a special place in the stadium reserved for those who were hurt or mutilated during the war. In his homily, Pope Francis directly called out those who he held responsible for wars.
E nel contesto della comunicazione globale si percepisce un clima di guerra. C'è chi questo clima vuole crearlo e fomentarlo deliberatamente. In particolare coloro che cercano lo scontro tra diverse culture e civiltà e anche coloro che speculano sulle guerre per vendere armi.
Later in the day, he heard powerful testimony from priests and nuns who were persecuted during the Civil War.
Kod mene su našli samo krunicu i ključeve od kuće. Od župnika velečasnog Vinka tražili su da nogama pogazi moju krunicu. Župnik to nije htio učiniti. Oštreći sablje prijetili su kako će mene zaklati ako župnik ne pogazi krunicu. Kazala sam, župniče neka me zakolju, ali vi nemojte gaziti našu svetinju.
The Pope was moved, and he responded without notes. He told them that they must forgive, but they cannot forget what happened during the war.
Non avete diritto a dimenticare la vostra storia, non per vendicarti, ma per fare pace, non per guardare come una cosa strana, ma per amare come loro hanno amato.
Later that month, Pope Francis's ecology encyclical was released. Laudato Si instantly became one of the most talked about encyclicals in the history of the Church. In the document, the Pope doesn't focus on technical solutions to care for the environment. Rather, he encourages Christians to embrace changes in their everyday lifestyle. More specifically, he calls for extreme consumerism to stop. Experts in theology, science, and business gathered at the Vatican to address the controversy that came with the document's release.
So it's a call to dialogue on all levels for the solution of problems which are common to all of us.
I've been involved in ecumenical gatherings for many years, but it's the first time that I'm confronted with so many mass media. So may God help me and protect me.
A few days after releasing the new papal document, Pope Francis traveled north to visit the Holy Shroud in Turin, Italy. There was silence as Pope Francis prayed for several minutes in front of the relic, which is said to have covered Jesus' dead body. When he finished praying, the Pope reached out and touched the frame that holds the shroud. Even though a pope has never officially recognized this linen cloth as the one that covered the body of Jesus after his crucifixion, the Holy Shroud is nonetheless the most prized relic of the Catholic Church. After visiting the relic, Pope Francis stopped to speak to tens of thousands of young people. He spoke with them about love and urged them to avoid living a hedonistic lifestyle.
Tante volte le pubblicità vogliono convincerci noi che questo è bello, che questo è buono, ma ci fanno credere che sono diamanti, ma guardi, ci vendono vetro.
True love, according to Pope Francis, entails respect and service. People must not love others just to satisfy their own need for pleasure.
È un amore che fa la vita dell'altra persona sacra, no, io ti rispetto, io non voglio usarti, io non voglio usarti. Non è facile, tutti sappiamo le difficoltà per superare questa concezione facilista e edonista dell'amore, ma perdonatemi se dico una cosa che voi non aspettavate, ma vi chiedo, fate lo sforzo di vivere l'amore castamente.
The Pope also had a private meeting with some of his relatives who live in the Turin area.